everyone, Knockness here, and I kind of just wanted to make this video as sort of a demonstration of a Desmos thing that came to me in a fever dream. I don't fucking know. Essentially, it's hearing colors, and so to start off, the two main color options in Desmos are just RGB and HSV. There are other color options such as OK Lab and OK LCH and OK HSV. I kind of don't care. I don't want to do them. I'm lazy. So to actually convert RGB values to tones in Desmos, I first needed to find a way to make the values sort of kind of like a multiplier to the tone. That was my thought process at the very least. And so the way I did it was adding the R, G, and B values together and dividing it by the sum of their maximum values. If you don't know, RGB, red, green, blue, in colors, when it comes to representing colors on like your screen, can be in a value of 0 to 255. Um, and so if you look down at this bottom one here, you can see that their sum is divided by 255 plus 255 plus 255, which is the sum of, well, their maximum values, which is 675. And thus, R being 255, G being 0, B being 0, that is 255 over 675, which simplifies to 1/3. And then all we need to do now is multiply it by the max hertz frequency that we want. Right now it's set to 120, meaning that if we set RGB to all 255, which is just white, then it would be 1 when divided by 675. Multiplying that by the max, you get the max. And then you can get every value between 0 and the max value. And so when we turn on the sounds in Desmos, you can hear that black is 0, and thus black is no sound. And if we turn up sounds, you can start to hear the sounds. And this actually also means that some colors have the same sound attached to them. You can see that red is this 373 hertz tone, green is the same, and blue is also the same. And it doesn't matter what the color actually is, it just matters what the actual values output. So if the combination of values of one color are the same as the combinations of values of the one color in terms of their output, then it doesn't matter what the color is, which means multiple colors can have the same sound, which I actually think is really cool. I couldn't actually find a way to make all the colors different sounds that is simple. Again, I'm lazy. It's 2 a.m. I don't care. But let's close RGB. Moving on to HSV. So HSV is the exact same concept. The only thing is that HSV is not colors, just colors. It's hue, saturation, and value. Hue is the actual color. Saturation is how black it is. I don't know how to explain saturation necessarily. You can see that it gets more and more dim. I guess how deep the color is really. Less saturated is less deep, more saturated is more deep. And so if the saturation is 0, it's just gray. The value is the color's brightness. Low brightness is black, high brightness is white on low saturation. High saturation, high brightness gives you the brightest, deepest form of that color, and everything in between gives you everything in between. Adjusting the hue value will give you different colors. The thing is, saturation and value are given on scales of 0 to 1. Hue is 0 to 360 for degrees. And so to make the math a lot easier for myself, I decided, and also to give the saturation value equal weight, I decided to multiply them by 360 so that the sum is 360 times 3, or 1080. If I were to make them simply just 1 and 1, and the range 1 and 1, and divide it by 362, they would hold a lot less weight in terms of how much it affects the actual sound. If I were to turn up the hue up here, you can see that it doesn't affect it by much. You can see that this 600 value is only going up to 603. So I decided to multiply it by 360 and 360 on the saturation value to make sure that they actually hold equal weight. Turning it on the sound, or turning on the tone, you can see that it's the same principle as RGB. And now, you're hearing colors. I know, it's pretty weird. Okay, bye.